Rough night last night, eh, Joe? Wow. Whoa. Now look, I've seen a lot of things, but that was awesome. What a catastrophic failure, fiasco. I didn't catch all of it last night because I was too busy going through the report. And I'm glad I did it. My priorities were absolutely where they should be because we'll get to it. All right. We have to do something, though, first. We have to remind everybody, myself, you, all of us, need to be reminded who this man has always been. This is not new. The lies, the deception, the weirdness. This is who this man is. I was in 11th grade when he ran for president the first time. And I couldn't believe it that this guy was ever able to do anything in public again after this.
What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly, I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom two-thirds of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
And the smile at the end. Now, you know by now, everything he just said was a lie. Everything, literally everything. And back then, our culture, our media, our country wasn't insane like it is today. And this is how people treated liars.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
His memory had failed him. The lies came so easily. He's been doing it forever. Is he going to stop now? Of course not. Last night, and it's amazing, he actually thinks he can get away with it. A lot of people are letting him get away with this part. That doesn't happen at 9 p.m. on Newsmax. What's up, Joe?
I've seen the headlines since the report was released about my willful retention of documents. These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong. On page 215, if you had a chance, I know it's a thick document. On page 215, the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote. There is, in fact, a shortage of evidence that I willfully retained classified materials related to Afghanistan. On page 12.
He's actually misquoting the report. He's literally misquoting it. And by the way, he's talking about 2 pages. He just misquoted the first line. I'll have specifics in a moment. 2 pages. This is how big the report is. It's hundreds of pages long. This is deception. And now you're going to see some outright lies.
Page 12, the special counsel also wrote for another documents. The decision to decline criminal charges was straightforward. The evidence suggests that Mr. Biden did not willfully retain these documents.
All right, let's go. On page 1, it says, our investigation uncovered evidence that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen. In black and white on page 1. He has no respect for us. He's counting on Americans not reading this report. He's counting on the fake news actually continuing to be fake news, and they are. And conservative media, they're just a bunch of crazy wackos, right? They're just MAGA extremists. Don't listen to them. This man is lying again to our faces, and it is amazing. The audacity. Next.
today, but do you take responsibility for at least being careless with classified material?
I take responsibility for not having seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out things that appeared in my garage, things that came out of my home, things that were moved not by me, but my staff.
So, moved by his staff, not by him. He says that, right? Yeah, I've been talking to people all day in media, in politics. Nobody seems to have gotten to the part about the moving truck at the Naval Observatory at the end of Joe Biden's time as vice president. Listen to this. On January 7th of 2017, the Bidens moved furniture and personal belongings out of the Naval Observatory and into the Virginia home using a private moving company. The Bidens paid for the move themselves and packed their own belongings. Mr. Biden was personally involved in the move. One military aide recalled seeing him packing by himself and just him moving his stuff one at a time into the truck. Secret Service agents saw Mr. Biden moving boxes at the Virginia house during the weekend of his move into that house. Mr. Biden stored papers in several places at the Naval Observatory, including desks, safes, and briefcases. Mr. Biden stored classified materials at the Naval Observatory while vice president. Mr. Biden's staff did not go into his desk at the Naval Observatory, and it appears staff retrieved documents from his briefcase only rarely, if ever. All right, pause for a second. This prosecutor does not believe Joe Biden. He knows he's a liar. He knows it. Now, he cannot prove what was in those boxes on that day. But I just proved that Joe Biden wasn't telling the truth. And that's what I believe Mr. Hur, he wants us to make these inferences. It is absolutely, literally incredible. Mr. Hur did an amazing job here. You know what this is? This is a footnote. This is not from the text of the report. 12/21/16, the invoice from my private moving company, Georgetown Moving and Storage. Serial number indicating customer to pack all, carrier to pack none. You get it? They went to the moving company and found the Biden's own instructions on a receipt. The mover shouldn't handle this stuff. Joe wants to keep an eye on it. You get it? Now, you can't necessarily prove it 1,000%, but this is circumstantial evidence, and he's putting it in here. It's in plain sight for everybody. And Joe, the staff, really? All right. Next.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said in the report
he
that he
did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
Pointing his finger, he reminds me of that arrogant SO you-know-what in New Hampshire in 1987, speaking about all those degrees he didn't have and all those awards he didn't win, because that's exactly what he did, according to the prosecutor. Maybe go to the report. You didn't tell the guy any classified information? At least 3 times, Mr. Biden read from classified entries aloud to his ghostwriter, nearly verbatim. Next, please. Mr. Biden disclosed classified information in his notebooks to Zwanitzer. Mr. Zwanitzer was the ghostwriter. Next, Mr. Biden read his notes from classified meetings to Zwanitzer nearly word for word. On February 16th of 2017, after he was no longer vice president, Mr. Biden read portions of the same notebook entry aloud and nearly verbatim to Zwanitzer, including portions containing classified information that remains classified up to the secret level. Yeah, Joe, you're busted once again. You are. And, we don't have Harry Reasoner out there anymore, or, Tom Gerald, who was ever doing the news in 1987. It's just us, actually. It's just us. The mainstream really does want to give him a pass. Not here. Not at 9 o'clock. Next.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked. It was in my house. It wasn't out in Mar-a-Lago in a public place where and none of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Didn't have any of that red stuff. None of it was high classified. High classified. I never heard of the term high classified. I've heard of top secret, though. And the material was top secret, some of it. This is from the report. Marked classified documents about Afghanistan have classification markings up to the top secret, sensitive, compartmented information level. Some of this stuff was so marked. Isn't this incredible? Top secret. Joe, you really do take us for a bunch of chumps. You really do think you are all that. And what was that little crack I heard about Mar-a-Lago? It wasn't like it was in Mar-a-Lago. I mean, that place, right? No. Where was it? In a garage. In a garage. Where would you rather have our nation's secrets? Where should they be? In a former president's Secret Service protected compound, one of the most exclusive properties in the world, or in Joe Biden's garage? Donald Trump literally put those documents on a stage. What is a stage? A stage is important. A stage that he had inside his house. Who has a stage inside their house? He does. They put him in the garage. In the garage. Remember when the fake news was all delighted that they found document boxes, not necessarily secret stuff, in the bathroom at Mar-a-Lago? Now, I got to make a point about this because they were so giddy. Oh, my God, the bathroom. Can you believe it? Well, where is the bathroom in a typical house? For the past 100 years, the bathroom is in the house. It's in the actual house. The garage is outside. That's where Joe Biden put the stuff. Our nation's secrets. It's too much, isn't it? It really is priceless. Next.
And the fact is, they made a firm conclusion. I did not break the law.
Innocent. Innocent, right? I did not break the law. It was actually supposed to be about something. You were supposed to be much better, Joe, right? Remember? Remember when these allegations first came up, the whiff? Remember what you said about Donald Trump? And when we learned about you, what did you say?
People know I take classified documents and classified information seriously. People know I take classified documents and classified material seriously.
How the hell people know? People know. People know. Because I'm Joe Biden? Because I get a pass on everything? You don't have a Can I see how seriously he takes classified information? Right by the kitty litter box, in the dog chute, in the garage, with all kinds of other household crap. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anyway, I think this is dynamite stuff. I think this is presidency ending stuff. In a healthy country, it would be automatic. Our country right now is a little bit sick, but we're getting better. I can feel it.